Now let's talk about the sand shot, one of the most dreaded of them all, but yet one of the most easiest. It's the shot that you can probably miss the most and have one of the best results. One of the most important things with the sand shot, of course, is to have a good sand club, and we'll talk about that in a second. The next thing that we must do is we want to have our golf club, as we grip the club, we want to have the club face open. And what this will allow us to do is the club will skid on the sand, and see, what throws the golf ball out of the sand trap is the sand. You're not trying to touch the golf ball at all. So what we're going to do here is the ball will be placed forward in our stance, almost inside of our left heel. What we're going to do is we're going to bring our front foot back about an inch or two, so my hips would be aimed left of where I want the golf ball to go. Then I want to grab my normal grip that I would normally use. Okay, I want to bury my feet a little bit. What I'm trying to do is lower my golf swing and get my golf swing to be underneath my golf ball. So at that point right there, I've lowered my stance. I lowered my stance by digging my feet into the sand. I've opened the club face. Once again, the club face will be pointed well right of where we want the golf ball to go. I've got my normal grip. One of the most important things in the sand shot is to remain with the same amount of flex in your legs. You're not going to shift your weight here, but your weight, about 85% of it, will be on your left side. So you're simply going to stay kind of over the golf ball. I see so many people in here change the flex in their legs, and then the golf ball goes across the green like a rocket, or where they'll hit behind it then and then just dribble the ball out. Remember, what we're trying to do here is just get out of the sand trap. We're not trying to be a tour player. We just want to get out of here in as few strokes as possible. When you're in the sand trap, you know, typically the reason they put it here is to give you a little bit more of a challenge. So, you know, from here, all you're trying to do is get your ball from here onto the green, 2 putts, and average 3 strokes from the sand trap. You'll see them on television. A lot of times they'll roll it in there like that. But the tour players average about 2.6 or 2.65 from here into the hole. That means 50% of the time they'll get it up close enough, or a little bit more than 50% of the time, to make the putt to save their average. So 2 out of 3 times they'll, 1 out of 2 times, what they'll do is get it close enough to make a putt. So what we've done is we've buried our feet, we have knee flex, we've opened our club face, and then from there, what we're going to do is just make a nice full swing. We're not using our hands on this shot. What we're doing is we're just swinging our arms, and we're letting the sand throw the golf ball out up onto the green. So I'm going to have my knees flexed, I'm going to stay down on the shot, swing through it, after we've learned how to get out of the sand trap, the next step is controlling your distance. Like we said, our number one goal is just to get out of here. But there's going to be shots that you'll have that are going to need to go a short distance or a long distance. Now, how we regulate our distance is the pace of our swing. We're always going to make a full swing, but the speed that we swing the club will change. Now, the pace that my left arm is swinging will determine how far that ball will go. If I want the ball to go a long ways, what I'll do is, the technique is the same. We bury our stance, we open the club face, we do not change the flex in our knees, and we make, if I want to make a long shot, I make a full motion at a fairly fast speed. Now, if we want to go on a shorter distance, we'll do the same thing. We'll bury our feet, we'll open the club face, we'll keep the knees with the same amount of flex, and we'll make a nice full motion at a slower speed. So the pace of our swing, which is determined by the speed that our left arm is swinging, gears our distance. If we want it to go a long ways, we obviously just move a little faster. Shorter distance, we swing a little bit slower. But one thing that's real important is, as you come into that sand, you'll notice my club continues to swing through it. The sand throws the ball out. We're not trying to hit the golf ball. So what we want to do is, as we swing into that sand, we don't want to stop. That's what most people will do. We want to go ahead and swing all the way through it and finish our golf swing.